Hello and welcome to this video about habits and habits creation. And I love this quote by Jim Quick, and he said, "First, we create our habits, and then our habits create us." And I think this quote brings it so much on the point how powerful habits really are, and how essential it is to master the art of habits and habit creation for you to reach your goals in your life. And in the module about setting and achieving your powerful goals, I already talked about how much goal setting and habits and the achievement of goals are connected. Because from your vision, you can break down your goals, and from your goals, you can break down your habits. And through doing those habits on a daily basis, you come closer and closer to your goals and closer to your vision. So it really works in both directions, top down and bottom up. Yeah, and it's great to know that habits are something, completely natural to us human beings. We all have our habits. For example, brushing our teeth, taking a shower, doing certain things during the day, more complex tasks like driving a car. All those are habits. All those are things that are so engraved into us that they start to be like a second nature, that they just run in our subconscious and we don't need to put, effort or energy or force into doing those things. They become something that really runs in an automatic way. And this can be something really powerful and enriching to us and to our lives. And it also can be something that's harmful because, through certain habits, we actually harm ourselves. Think of smoking, for example, or drinking, or reacting to certain things in certain ways, or eating too much, all those things. And obviously, now the big question is, okay, how to establish new habits, how to change old habits, how to create more habits that are really beneficial to us. And there are multiple levels to this. The first and the biggest level for me is to learn more about how our spiritual nature and our psychological nature are connected, and to understand more about this, not only on the level of our intellect, but even more on the level of our hearts, on a really deep level. Because when we get this understanding, when we develop this understanding, we will become more calm. Our intellect will cool down. And as a side effect, we will be more happy and content. We feel a bigger connection to ourselves, to other people, to our surrounding, to the universe. And again, that is calming us down. And then, in my experience, kind as a side effect, many unhealthy habits just fall away because they used to be coping mechanisms to handle stress, to handle uncertainty, to handle a lot of mental activity, and to numb ourselves sometimes as well from things we didn't want to address or look on. So this is, for me personally, the most important level. And this is also why I focus so much in the book and also in this series of videos, in this series of modules on this understanding, and why I address it again and again and again. And through a deepening of this understanding, change and also the development of new habits and the letting go of old habits can become so much more effortlessly. And it is a process that we go through on a daily basis once and once and once again. And through also deepening this process of reflection, of seeing things in a new light, of slowing down, of letting go, through all of this, it is getting clearer and clearer what our intrinsic motivation is, what we really want to create, not to attach our happiness to, but just out of the sake of doing it. And through getting more and more clear about this, as a side effect, it also just gets more clear what habits we really want to have in our lives and what we want to let go. And I think you can already hear this connection between the vision that we already talked about and the goals that we also already talked about, and again, the habits, and how it is a feedback loop that really is connected in itself. When we start to live more healthy, more calm, more grounded, and start new habits based on that, our vision might change as well. And from this change in the vision, we might get new inspiration for habits. So what I want to say is that this is a never-ending process that can be more and more and more refined over time. And the first step is really to reflect on what daily habits would bring me closer to my vision. And you already prioritized your goals, right? So how about to start reflecting on this with the goals that have the highest priority for you? And then to break it down into habits. And some of those habits will stay with you your whole life. For example, when it's about eating in a healthy way or exercising. And some other habits might be temporarily, for example, to prepare for a certain speech, or for example, to learn for a certain test.